السلام عليكم. درسنا اليوم هو قصة إنجليزية مؤثرة لتحسين مهارة الاستماع ومعرفة معاني كلمات وجمل جديدة من القصة. عنوان القصة: When the Truth Unfolds. Sophie was a dreamer. Since she was a little girl, she believed in fairy tales and love that could conquer anything. After moving to a new city to start her university life, she felt a mix of excitement and loneliness. Making new friends was hard, but then she met James. James was different. He was kind, thoughtful, and had a smile that made Sophie's heart race. They met at the campus library, when Sophie accidentally bumped into him while reaching for a book. James apologized with a warm laugh and offered to help her find the book. From that day on, their paths crossed often. They studied together, shared coffee breaks, and exchanged stories about their lives. Sophie felt comfortable with James. He was easy to talk to, and she found herself opening up in ways she hadn't before. Days turned into weeks, and Sophie's feelings grew stronger. She thought James might feel the same way. Whenever he looked at her, she saw something in his eyes that gave her hope. But there was a shadow she didn't notice. A shadow James kept carefully hidden. James was married. He rarely talked about his personal life and always changed the subject when Sophie asked about his weekends or family. Sophie never saw a ring on his finger, and James always avoided holding her hand in public. She ignored these signs, telling herself it didn't matter. One chilly autumn afternoon, James invited Sophie to his apartment to watch a movie. Sophie was thrilled. She prepared a small gift, a book she knew he wanted, and bought his favorite snacks. When Sophie arrived, she hesitated for a moment outside the door. Inside, she heard laughter, soft and familiar, but not her own. A woman's voice called James' name warmly. Sophie's heart pounded. James opened the door with a surprised smile. She stepped inside and saw the photographs on the wall. A happy family smiling back at her. Sophie's eyes filled with tears. James sighed and closed the door behind her. He said quietly, "I should have told you. I never meant to hurt you." Sophie felt her world collapse. The man she loved was living a life she never knew about. Betrayal stung deeply. Days passed in a blur. Sophie stopped answering his calls and avoided places where she might see him. Her friends tried to comfort her, but the wound was fresh. Slowly, Sophie began to heal. She realized love wasn't about holding on to someone who wasn't truly hers. It was about finding strength to let go. One evening, Sophie sat by the window, watching the city lights flicker. She smiled softly to herself. She had learned a painful but important lesson. Sometimes love is not enough. إذا أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى تدعمنا بلايك وتشترك بالقناة للمزيد من الفيديوهات الخاصة بتعلم اللغة الإنجليزية.